Hello and welcome back to part 2 in my Heaven's Feel playthrough. In the last episode we started the playthrough, did the first day and took Sakura home, and something ominous appeared in one of the rooms in the house, in the window, and was scary. That's pretty much it for what happened on the first day. Like some foreshadowing and stuff, but not much in the terms of different stuff. And now we start on the second day. We awake to darkness. I guess I'm not much for dreaming, unless something big happens. I always have the same dream anyway. I always envision a sword. I have no idea why, but that's why, the only thing that pops into my head. There's no rhyme or reason to it. Perhaps it was what defines me as well, me, sheer Raimir. I don't have any dreams of my own. The only thing in my mind where I sleep are what others taught me long ago. For example, on how to be a mage. Even if I'm not a full-fledged mage, it's only natural for a mage to be aware of the world they're in. But simply, a mage is an irregular, an outcast from society. But even an outcast needs to band together to survive. My old man told me there's a society of mages called the Mages Association. He also told me I shouldn't ever get involved with them. Mages Association is said to conceal the existence of magecraft and manages mages. Mages Association watches over mages and makes sure their magecraft doesn't affect society. But the strange thing is that they don't really prohibit mages from abusing magecraft either. According to Kuritsuko, the Mages Association is only interested in concealing mystics. Even if, say, a mage carried out an experiment that sacrificed, let's say, a lot of citizens, the association wouldn't punish them. Their priorities are expressly in preventing the public from becoming aware of magecraft, which does not mean magecraft is completely banned. Honestly, anything goes as long as the truth doesn't come out. At least that seems to be how that insane bunch of conducts himself. Whatever it is, Mages Association's surveillance is absolute. Typical magecraft research sacrifices the lives of ordinary humans, which in turn risk revealing the existence of magecraft to the world. As such, the Mages Association doesn't permit research that would harm society. Ultimately, mages conduct their research in their privacy, in their homes, where the world is none the wiser. So the mages sometimes go into hiding to escape the association's scrutiny and oversight. So there may be some mages living in this town, and I just don't know it. I also hear Fuyuki is a spiritual hotspot of sorts. That probably means there's some prestigious mage with a storied history living here. They're called second owners, elite mages the association entrusts to watch over the territory. Other mages who live in the same area must visit the second owners first to get the permission to build their workshops. Old Man was an outlaw who cut ties with the association and moved here without the consent of Yuki's second owner. So in a way, our family is a bunch of trespassers living in a house without permission from the landlord. Which means the second owner doesn't know that Kiritsugu Emir was a mage. So I tend to feel like our family status as a mage is kind of unclear. But when my old man, bona fide mage, died, and even though I am his disciple and son, don't know a thing about the Mages Association and and have no real knowledge about being a mage, I have a feeling the association would want to dispose of me, someone like me, but they haven't made any sorts of move. Apparently the Mages Association doesn't have many eyes in Japan, so that's probably why I haven't been found out yet. But that doesn't mean I can let my guard down. The eyes of a Mages Association are said to be everywhere, and if someone commits a crime using magecraft, the church's heretic hunters will make their move. Using magecraft, however half-assed you may be about it, makes you enemies. So with all that in mind, I honestly want to study being a mage on my own. I wake up as the sunlight starts to pour in through the window. Looks like the sun is just now coming up. It's still dark out. It's cold. Waking up in the morning is getting tough. I get up, trying not to let the morning cold discourage me, and quickly fold up my futon. It's 5:30. I've always been an early riser, no matter how late I go to bed. I might mess up once in a while, like yesterday, but that's rare. Okay, breakfast. Let Sakura do all her work yesterday, so it would look kind of bad if I didn't return the favor this morning. I should hurry up and finish making breakfast before Sakura comes. I cook rice and make miso soup. Yesterday the soup had daikon radish and carrots, so I'm making onion and potatoes miso soup today. I make the egg omelette and use the leftover konnyaku and simmer it with boni flakes. I make incisions into the saucy floury fish, which will be the main dish, and sprinkle it with a little salt. All I have to do is to broil it, but that can wait until the last minute. Okay, that will do it. It's almost 6. I finish earlier than expected, so I have some more time on my hands. Oh, that's new. I should do my morning routine at the dojo. Sakura's coming, so I should add another dish. Look at the flowchart. We're not yet in the Heaven Sphere route properly. But I guess doing the dojo stuff doesn't give any favor points. You can see here you can get favor points, but you do that, you don't get any. So we do the Sakura's coming, so I should add another dish. Since I have some time, maybe I'll make another dish. I open the fridge. Looks like it's just cucumbers and potatoes. I could cut the cucumbers into sticks and salt them, or I could cut the potatoes into the thin stripes and make a vinegar dish. Each only takes a few minutes, and they're both better if they're fresh. It'll be another 30 minutes before Furine and Sakura show up. I might as well make up a dish right now, before I serve breakfast. I really don't know what to do with the extra time. What I can make in 30 minutes? What can I make in 30 minutes? I have some chicken tenders set for dinner. So I can make... Maybe I wrap the meat and vegetables into bit-sized pieces and sort them. Or maybe I can fillet the chicken and flatten it with a meat tenderizer. The tenderizer is such a wicked looking thing. It's a hammer with square sides, and the hammering surface is covered in spikes. If it were any bigger, it worked pretty well as a tortured. Dude, what is he thinking about? Has he never used a meat tenderizer? Using the flattening tool, I flatten the chicken, wrap it in carrots and green beans. Cook it in a frying pan and then add some sake to steam it up. Wait, what the hell am I doing? I come to my senses after I reach this step. I was supposed to make a simple small dish, since the sorry fish that's supposed to be the main dish is still waiting to be broiled. Now I've prepared a meat-wrapped veggie dish, which is like another main course. Oh great, I must be out of it, making an unnecessary dish when I was only supposed to kill some time. Did you really make this just to kill time, senpai? Yeah, but let me explain, I only wanted to make an extra side dish. But the next thing I knew, I was holding my knife, honestly. Habits are a scary thing, but I'm honestly just making excuses. But I think that's wonderful. Maybe a bit extravagant for breakfast, but since you made it, I'm sure there won't be any leftovers. You think so? Well, that's not the issue here, though. The sky doesn't need two suns. We have to ask one to leave. What? You're not going to eat it even though you went through the trouble of making it? I eat it. I didn't plan on it. But I make a bento for lunch today. That way the leftovers won't go to waste. Oh, you're going to make a bento now? I might be cutting it kinda close, but I think I have enough time. If I'm just making it for myself, there should be enough rice. Hold up. I finally realized there's someone behind me. Good morning, senpai. Thank you for having me again today. Sakura greets me with a smile. It's not unusual for Sakura to come into the kitchen at this time. She usually rings the doorbell and then comes in, but sometimes I'm too preoccupied to notice, like today. Morning, Sakura. Breakfast is ready, so just sit on the living room table. Tea is ready. I call out as I keep my eyes on the frying pan. A pot of hot water, a teapot, and some snacks sit on the table. Oh, okay. You're always so thorough, senpai. I'm not sure what's got her so happy, but Sakura's a lot more animated than usual. Probably because of yesterday. And then? Sakura gleefully walks into the kitchen instead of to the table. So, you're going to make a bento, senpai? Yeah, it's turning out that way. This will be perfect for a bento, so I thought I'd make a few more sides.
ちゃんと自分で作りますから。
Then would you mind if I made one too? I'll make mine myself. No, hold up. If you don't mind having the same thing, I can share some of my side dishes.
はい。さっきから見ていて、先輩の焼き物が食べたいなって思ってたんです。
Yes, I was watching and I've been waiting to try that grilled dish. Got it. Then you can cook the rice, Sakura? I don't have enough rice for 2 bentos right now. That rice cooker over there has a quick cook setting.
はい、任されました。それじゃあ、お手伝いさせていただきますね。
Yes, got it. You can count on me. I hear the sound of soft footsteps and an apron string being tied.
先輩、ご飯は2合でいいですよね。
Senpai, is 2 cups of rice enough? That should be enough. With unhurried yet efficient movement, Sakura joins me in the kitchen.
おはよう。今朝もいい匂いさせてて、結構。
Morning! Food smells great as always, guys. It's 6:30. Fujine comes in 30 minutes after Sakura arrived.
おはようございます、先生。朝ごはん、もうちょっと待ってくださいね。
Good morning. Please wait a bit longer for breakfast.
待つ。で、あれ？さくらちゃん、シローと一緒に朝ごはん作ってるの？
Okay, no problem. Wait a minute. Sakura, are you making breakfast with Shiro?
いえ、朝食の支度は先輩が一人でやっつけちゃってました。今は先輩とお弁当を作ってるんです。
Senpai finished making breakfast on his own. We're making bentos for lunch. Sakura's voice is unusually lively. This isn't exactly an exciting task, so I'm not sure why she's in such a good mood.
そっか。そりゃ朝からご機嫌にもなるか。お料理と白、楽しいことだらけだもんね。よし、時間は余裕ないけど、ゆっくりしてていいわよ。
I see. No wonder you're in such a good mood this morning. Cooking with Shiro. Everything about that's fun. Good. You may not have much time, but savor the moment. Fujini laughs, and she heads to the table and pours herself some tea. God damn, he's dense. That's a lot of nonsense you two are talking about. It was so early in the morning. What's so fun about being in the kitchen right before school? You see, he's dense. I put the frying pan back on the shelf. The side dishes are done, and all that's left to is to pack them in the bento box. Sorry for making you do extra work right before you go to your club, Sakura. I made you do so much yesterday, so I wanted to relax this morning.
いえ、そんなことありませんよ。藤村先生の言う通り、台所に立つのは楽しいです。
Oh, don't worry about it. Like Miss Fujimura said, being in the kitchen is fun. She beams. I know Sakura likes to cook, but making bento so early in the morning must be tough. On top of that, Sakura comes and makes dinner pretty often. Making her cook in the morning would take away whatever small bit of free time Sakura might have. I appreciate when you help and all, but you need to relax sometimes, Sakura. Maybe you should sleep in a bit, or go out and have some fun after school. You really don't have to come here and help me all the time.
はい、ですから楽にしています。今日も先輩に朝ごはんを作ってもらいました。お弁当のおかずだって先輩に分けてもらいましたし。
Well, I'm taking it easy. You made breakfast this morning and you shared your bento with me. Sometimes having a routine is just relaxing. Sakura smiles warmly. It's been a year and a half since Sakura started coming to help me here, and she still never listened to a word I say. It's different. You have your own life, and taking care of Fujini and me is just a burden. If you keep spoiling me like this, you won't have any time for yourself.
それも大丈夫です。私、趣味はお料理と弓だけですから。ちなみに、将来の目標は先輩の味を超えることで、もうすぐ射程距離だったりします。
Don't mind. Cooking and archery are my only hobbies anyway. Either way, my goal is to one day surpass you in your cooking, and I feel like I'm getting there. Sakura proudly puffs her chest. I'd like to argue, but there's no denying that she's almost better than me in the kitchen.
ですから気にしないでください。私、ここでお料理するのが嬉しいし、うまくなるのが楽しいんです。
So, please don't worry about me. I do enjoy cooking here, and I'm really happy to see myself improve.
この楽しさを教えてくれた恩返しと、自分の実益を兼ねてお手伝いをしているのです。
I want to pay you back for teaching me with joy, and I'm helping you out with housework as a way to practice. Does it mean you're trying to steal all my skills, Sakura?
はい。先輩のお手伝いをするだけで、好きなことがめきめき上達しちゃいます。ですから覚悟しててくださいね。今に先輩に参ったって言ってもらうんですから。
That's right. By helping you in the housework, I improve in all the things I love to do. That's why you should watch out, senpai. You have to admit defeat soon. You see? That's why she's the best girl, and you can't tell me otherwise. She's not aggressive, she doesn't punch you, and she's not more dense than you herself, or Shiro herself. Or Shiro himself. Just so you know, she's best girl. Wow. I don't believe it. Sakura said that with such conviction. If I know this was going to happen, I would have taught you to cook. You didn't even know what vegetable oil was when you first started. Now you're looking for the opportunity to strike at your master's throat. Why are you so adamant about beating me anyway? Just being able to cook should be enough.
そんなの目の敵にします。先輩の方が美味しいなんてダメなんですから。
Well, I set the bar high. It will be no good to allow your cooking to be better than mine. What's that supposed to mean? I don't know what exactly about that is no good, but whatever. We need to set out breakfast. Oh. I take a look at the broiling salty fish. I stick my chopsticks into the fish's nicely colored belly to check how far it's cooked. Looking good. Sakura, here, take it over to the table.
はい、お疲れ様です、先輩。
Okay, very nice work, senpai. I hand Sakura a plate with the fish. What then? Sakura suddenly stops in her tracks, as if she remembered something really important. Sakura, did you forget something? Sakura may look like she's put together, but she can actually be really forgetful. It's not unusual for her to suddenly remember something out of the blue, just like this. But that doesn't seem to be the case this morning. Sakura? Sakura doesn't respond. She stares dumbfounded at my hand, but she seems to be unaware of her day's state.
先輩、その手の技、何ですか?
Senpai, what happened to your hand? What a strange question. Huh? Pull my hand back. Hey, it looks like I'm bruised the back of my hand. That's weird. I don't remember bumping into anything. I'm not sure why, but a large bruise is forming on the back of my hand. It looks like it's a cut, and it's forming a big welt. Pretty disgusting if I say so myself. Sakura looks ill, and she's fallen silent. Sorry, but I'll leave the rest of breakfast to you. I'm going to find something to cover this. I leave Sakura to take care of breakfast and head to the dojo. I might have hurt myself when I was sleeping, but either way, I need to treat it. For some reason, I can't get the image of Sakura being so awkward and distraught out of my head.
それじゃあ先に行ってますね。
So, I go on ahead then. Sakura, are you sure you're okay? If you don't feel well, you don't have to go to your club.
いえ、大丈夫です。ちょっと頭痛がするだけですから、心配には及びません。体調が悪そうに見えるのは先輩の気のせいですよ。私、すごく元気です。
No, I'll be fine. I just have a headache, so it's nothing to worry about. It's just your imagination. I'm actually full of energy right now. She explains with a smile, but it's obvious she's putting on a brave face. Full of energy, huh? You didn't even take a single bite of your breakfast. She averts her eyes, looking uneasy. Sakura continues to look away and says,
失礼します。先輩の方こそ休んでください。
I'll be going. You should get some rest. She leaves. The dining table is neatly cleared, but there's an entire set of dishes with breakfast for one person in the kitchen sink untouched. Honestly, what's gotten into Sakura? Sakura was in high spirits this morning, but when she suddenly got all quiet when she saw my injury, and everything she did from then was one mistake after another. She overfilled her teacup, she drenched soy sauce over her omelette to the point that it turned black, and she sat down to eat with her apron still on. In the end, she hardly took a bite of her breakfast, then headed off to school looking pale. Wonder if she's caught a cold. I mumble as I finish cleaning up. Whatever it is, I've never seen Sakura act like that. I met Sakura 4 years ago in the summer, and it's been a year and a half since she started coming to my house to help with housework. In all that time, I've never seen Sakura look the way she did today. Fujini should be at the archery range, so I don't think there will be an issue there. I should go and check on her sometime after school. No skippies. I guess now we get into the stuff we already know. It's almost 7:30. Sakura and Fujini have long since left the house for their morning club activities. I went to school early yesterday because Issei asked me to, but I leave the house at the usual time today. What? Isn't that new? Or maybe it isn't. I didn't do this in the Unlimited Blade Works route. I immediately started where the new stuff happened there. I noticed something strange as I walked down the hill towards the intersection. Several police cars are parked in front of the house. Oh yeah, we seen this in the hate route playthrough. Something must have happened. since a crowd has gathered. There are easily 20 people watching. Hmm? I'm curious, but the mass of people prevents me from finding out what's happening. I don't have much time, so I should hurry to school. I make it to the school 10 minutes before the first bell. As I cross through the gate with plenty of time as usual.
Ohayo, Emiya.
Ah, yeah. Hey, morning, Emiya. I run into a familiar student. You haven't even changed yet, Mitsuzuri. Homeroom is about to start. You really don't have time to say hi to me.
いや、ごもっとも。相変わらず釣れない野郎だね、エミヤは。
You're absolutely right. Matter of fact as always, Emiya. I don't know what's so funny, but she laughs heartily, not caring about her surroundings. This is Ayako Mitsuzuri. She's been a classmate of mine since we were first years, and she's currently the captain of a Kyoto club. She's an unbelievable, insightful person, and it was expected that she would be the team's next captain since her first year with him. Mitsuzuri is a precious soft, and people have always had high hopes for her, and even leaned on her ever since she was the first year. Curious thought, sorry. Then again, she gets mad whenever someone mentions that in front of her, claiming she doesn't look as old as people think.
あ？今あんた、よからぬ感想を漏らさなかったかもし。
Hmm? Were you just thinking something bad about me? I wouldn't dare just making an observation. If you wanna get angry about that, that's your call.
お、言うじゃん。いいね。正直に答えるくせに何をどう考えてたかは口にしないんだもの。
You don't say. It may be your honest answer, but you never say out loud what's really in that head of yours.
エミヤ、シンジと違って隙がないな。
Cause unlike Shinji, you never let your true self show. Shinji? What's he got to do with this?
なんでも何も、あんたとシンジって友人じゃない。
No matter how much either of you protests, you and Shinji are friends. It's such a strange statement.
シンジの男友達ってあんただけでしょ。それにお忘れでしょうが、私これでも弓道部の首相なの。うちの問題児とやめちまった問題児をくっつけるのは自然な流れだと思わない？
You're his only male friend, and let me remind you that I'm the captain of a Kyoto club. It is only natural for me to associate our club troublemakers with our former troublemaker. I guess the Kyoto club got nothing to do with it. But he and I go back a long way.
あ、カチンときた。あんたね、弓道部の話になると急に冷たくなるでしょ。
Huh? I see you just got ticked off. You really get frosty whenever the Kyoto club gets mentioned.
いいご身分よね。シンジをほっぽっといて、自分はさっさと退場しちゃうんだから。後に残された私とかさくらの気持ちとか、少しは考えてくれてもいいんじゃない？
You sure had some guts quitting and leaving Shinji behind, you know? Do you not consider how the other people you left behind might feel? Like Sakura and me? What, did Shinji do something bad again?
あいつが何もやらない日なんてないけど。
We never have a day he doesn't do something.
まあ、それにしても昨日のはちょっとやりすぎか。
But he might have gone a bit too far yesterday.
1年の男子が1人辞めたぐらいだから。
He made a first year guy quit. Mitsuzuri sighs gravely. Seeing her look so serious is rare to begin with, but the rest of her story is particularly alarming. What the heck? Why did he quit?
シンジのやつが八つ当たりしたのよ。わざわざ女子を集めてね、夢を持ったばかりの子にシャをさせて、的中するまで笑い物にしたとか。
Shinji took his anger out on him. He gathered all the female members and made a first year who barely learned how to handle a bow, shoot his bow until he hit the target. Shinji mocked him the whole time. I don't really get how a person like this gets to be in a club with people around them and treat them like shit. I mean, there are limits, right? What? How could you let something like that happen?
見過ごすか。けどさ、首相ってのはいろいろと忙しいんだ。いつも道場にいるわけじゃないってエミヤだって知ってるでしょ。
I would never let that happen. But a captain got a lot to do, you know? You never know. Sorry. You never know very well that You know very well that I don't live in the dojo. Well, yeah, but what the hell was Shinji thinking? He may be harsher than the others, but he's not the type to make someone into a spectacle.
呆れた。エミヤっては本当にあれだ。
Listen to you. Here's something, Emir. What do you mean by that? You're just thinking something bad about me?
あら、私はあくまで客観的な事実を連想しただけさ。それで気を悪くするのはエミヤの勝手だね。
I wouldn't dare. Just making an observation. If you're not angry about that, that's your call. Are you using my own words against me? Fine. So what's got into Shinji? Why did he do that?
聞いた話じゃ、遠坂にこっぴどく振られたとかなんとか。
I heard Tosaka shot him down pretty brutally. Tosaka? You mean that Tosaka?
うちの学校にあれ以外の遠坂なんていないでしょ。
Do you know any other Tosaka in this school?
2年 A 組の優等生、ミスパーフェクトこと遠坂凛よ。
The second year honor student in Class A, Miss Perfect, Rin Tosaka. It's the first time I heard that nickname. But it fits. It's no surprise Shinji got rejected. And knowing Tosaka, she probably had some pretty harsh insults to go with that rejection.
ともかく、シンジのやつは昨日からずっとその調子よ。
Anyway, Shinji's been acting out since yesterday.
おかげで私もこんな時間まで道場で目を光らせてたってわけ。
And that's why I had to watch him like a hawk at the dojo up until now. Shinji does have a low tolerance for some things. I know it might be tough, but good luck, Mitsusuri.
はいはい。けどね、シンジって懲りないでしょ。また遠坂に声をかけて振られた日には、今度こそ遠坂本人に何かしそうでさ。
Yeah, but you know how Shinji never lets go of anything. I'm just afraid he might really do something bad the next time he asks Tosaka and gets rejected again. No, even Shinji wouldn't go near someone who just rejected him. He's good about that sort of thing.
けど相手が近寄ってくるんだからしょうがないじゃない。遠坂さ、なんか知らないけど、うちの道場をよく見学に来るのよ。エミヤは辞めちゃったから知らないだろうけどね。
But what if a person who turned him down comes near to him instead? I don't know why, but Tosaka swings by the dojo to come watch. Well, you quit so you probably don't know that. That's news to me. Rin Tosaka doesn't participate in any club activities because her family forbids it or something. She even turned down nominations to be a member of a student council, so I always thought she went straight home after school.
ま、たまにはそれもいいか。あいつもお高く泊まってるし、一度ぐらいは痛い目に遭うのもいいかもね。お気の毒様っていうか、ご愁傷様っていうか。
Guess this isn't horrible once in a while. He always acted high and mighty, so it might be good for him to struggle for once. Sorry, but no sorry. Mitsusuri has a weird way of looking at this. Now that I think about it, they say that Rin Tosaka has a lot of enemies. I wonder if Mitsusuri is one of them too. Hey Mitsusuri, that's kind of cruel even for you.
あ、そろそろ時間だ。じゃあね、エミヤ。今度私の弓の調子見に来てよ。
Oh, it's almost time. See you later, Emiya. You should swing by to see my bow work next time. Mitsusuri hastily runs off. Classic Mitsusuri. Never minded just how forthright she always is. Forthright. Right? I feel a bit more at ease and head towards the classroom. It's lunchtime. Our school is quite the cafeteria, but most of the students eat lunch there. But there are some old-fashioned students who still bring their own lunches, including myself and the student council president, sitting in front of me.
エミヤ、その唐揚げを一つくれないか。俺の弁当には圧倒的に肉分が不足している。
Emiya, can I have some of your fried chicken? My lunch is kind of lacking in protein. Fine, but why is your lunch always so plain, you say? I know you live in a temple, but there's no rule that prohibits you from consuming alcohol or meat, right?
何を時代錯誤なことを。これは単に親父殿の趣味だ。
Absolutely not. That idea is anachronistic. This is just how my father does things.
小坊主に食わす贅沢はない。悔しいのなら己で何とかせよ、などという。いっそ今からでも天祖になるか。俺も考えどころだ。
According to him, a younger priest should not indulge himself in luxuries. And if I want to complain, I should do something about it. So I'm actually considering joining the circus one of these days. Ah, that sounds like your old man. His father is the priest at Ryodo Temple, a larger-than-life figure who is also friends with Fujine's grandfather. Anyone who gets along with old man Fujimura can't possibly be normal. Well then, here you go, you owe me. Pass my bento box to him.
いやいや、ありがたく。これも托発の修行なり。
Ah, much thanks. This is pretty much begging for alms. Issei bows deeply. I honestly question whether I should be reminded that he is the son of a priest at times like this.
あ、そういえばエミヤ、朝方2丁目の方で騒ぎがあったのを知っているか。ちょうどエミヤと別れるあたりの交差点だが。
Oh, by the way, did you hear about the commotion at the second district? Around the intersection you and I part ways going on. The intersection? Could be the same intersection where I saw all the police cars in the morning?
なんでもな、殺人があったそうだ。詳細は知らないが、一家4人中助かったのは子供だけらしい。両親と姉は刺殺されたというが、その凶器が包丁やナイフではなく、長物だというのが普通じゃない。
Apparently there was a murder there. I don't know the details. Only one child out of a family of 4 survived. Both parents and the older sister were stabbed to death, but by some sort of long weapon instead of a typical knife. If I think who it is, what did he do there? Don't remember. Let's continue. A long weapon? Does he mean a sword or something? If it's a murderer, then that weapon killed the parents and the older sister. I can't help but imagine it. Someone sneaks in the house late at night. Unreasonable violence, a horrible nightmare the victims neither imaged nor wished for. Like a traffic accident. Parents are slaughtered, and the older sister falls victim without knowing what is happening. A lone child, hidden in the shadows, is covered in their family's blood. Did they catch the murderer?
捕まってはいないようだな。信徒の方では欠陥工事による事故。こちらでは辻切りめいた殺人事件だ。学校の門限が早まるのも当然。どうしたエミヤ？喉に飯でも詰まったか？
Doesn't look like it. Accidents stemming from a faulty construction in Shinto. And now a murder with some kind something like a SWAT here. It's no wonder the school curfew is... what's wrong, Emir? Did you choke on your lunch? Nothing. Why do you ask?
いや、エミヤが厳しい顔をしていたのでな。少し驚いた。すまん。食事時の話ではなかったな。
Well, you had a stern look on your face, which surprised me. Sorry, I shouldn't bring this up while we're eating. Issei apologizes and tries to lighten the mood. I actually don't mind topics like this, and I didn't realize I was looking so severe. And then, there's a gentle knock on the student council room's door.
失礼。竜道はいるか？
Sorry, is Yuyuro here?
ああ、はい。何ですか、先生。
Yes. What is it, sir? Mr. Kuzuki enters and Issa steps over to him to have a quiet conversation. Must be a casual student council matter, since Issa looks relaxed. Look at that. It's something I don't see every day. Issa is surprisingly shy. He keeps his distance from classmates and even teachers. But for some reason he's warmed up to the student council advisor, Mr. Kuzuki. Maybe they get along because they're both straight-laced? Do you pronounce it like that? So Ochiro Kuzuki is the homeroom teacher from class 2A, and he's very serious and kind of weird. Some part of that is probably why he and Issei get on so well. The two continue to talk. As I watch them, I can't stop to think about the murder. Class ends, and it's time to go home. Oh, new stuff is about to happen, I guess. Because the letters are white. Can't wander around because I have to work today. I should do anything at school. Shouldn't do anything at school. I should head straight to the neighboring town, but... I'm worried about Tosaka. Worried about Sakura. It sounds like a no-brainer to me. And it's probably one of the deciding decisions to head into the Heaven Sphere route. So we are worried about Sakura, as we should be. After what's happened in the morning, I'm worried about Sakura. Nothing will come from me worrying about her, but I should at least check her to see if she's perked up. I walk through the first year's hall, which is on the 4th floor. There aren't any students walking down the hall, and there's only a handful of students hanging around the classroom. They're either at their clubs or headed home. Damn, Sakura's probably at her club too. Well, I've come this far. Might as well check Sakura's classroom, and after I see that nobody's there, I head to work. Let's see. Peek into the class 1B. The classroom is tinted red from the light in this of a setting sun pouring in through the windows. It's silent, giving the impression nobody is inside. There doesn't seem to be anybody in the classroom. Other students have gone to their respective destinations. Except for one lone shadow that remained inside the red-soaked classroom. Sakura! I step into the crimson-tinted world and say her name.
Senpai?
The long hair is covering her face, but she looks even more wary than this morning.
どうしたんですか？うちのクラスに 何か用事でも。
Is something wrong? Do you need anything for our classroom? No, I didn't come to check on your classroom. I was just worried about you. Since you seemed down this morning. Sakura's face grows if possible even more downcast. She's obviously not well. Sakura, you should go home if you don't feel well. I can at least walk you to the intersection, so let's go home.
いえ、いいです。私、どこも悪くありません。
No, it's fine. I'm not sick.
いつも通り部活に出て、終わったら先輩のところで夕飯をごちそうになるんです。
I'm going to my club like always, when I have dinner with you after my club.
悪くなんてないです。だから気にしないでください。
There's nothing wrong, so please don't worry. She grabs her bag and starts walking so quickly it's almost as if she's trying to run away. Hami, you don't look well enough to say that. Just don't go out to your club today. Besides, you won't be able to draw your bow properly the way you are right now. I grab Sakura's hand as she tries to pass me. A loud thud echoes through the classroom. Sakura almost falls, even though I only tried grabbing her hand. Hey! I quickly pull Sakura's arm. As I tug Sakura so firmly, I learn she is surprisingly light. You gave me a scare there. Are you sure you're alright? You didn't put any weight into your steps. Sakura averts her eyes apologetically. Honestly, what's gotten into her today? You're not going to your club today. I won't go for work either, so let's just go home. Sakura doesn't respond, keeping quiet. She doesn't shake off my hands, nor does it look like she's going to listen to me. What's going on, Sakura? You know you're in no shape to go to your club today.
それは先輩の言う通りです。けど兄さんが呼んでるから。
You're right, but my brother is waiting. Which is why I need to go, she adds almost inaudible. Damn, I never have any reply to that look. I hear the Mato family circumstances are complicated, and I can't really put myself in the middle of Shinji and Sakura. No matter how much I consider Sakura my family, the people in the Mato family household are her real family. As an outsider, my words will fall on deaf ears. Anything I said would just seem like unnecessary meddling. Her real family. Remember that. So you're still going to stop by the club, Sakura?
私だって今は弓を引けないって分かってます。
Oh yes, I do realize I'm in no state to draw a bow. Yeah, so you're just going there to say face for Shinji? I pull out a chair and sit on it. Then I pull another chair from the neighboring desk.
先輩
Just sit down. I'm not going to stop you from going to the club anymore. But just take a minute to rest, okay? You can tell Shinji you're late because I held you back.
そんなこと言えません。そんなこと言ったら兄さんまた先輩にその
I can't say that. If I do, my brother might do something to you again. Shinji's giving me a hard time is nothing new. Don't worry about it. I bet it makes his life easier if he has something new to bring up. Besides, telling him that I held you back wouldn't be a flat-out lie. It's absolutely true. There's nothing to feel guilty about. I gesture for Sakura to sit down. Sakura reluctantly sits on her chair. Good. Now hold on a minute. I'm going to steal some tea from the student council room. You stay right there until I get back.
先輩、お茶をくすねてくるって、そんなことしたら怒られるんじゃ。
Huh? Steal some tea? Won't you get into trouble for that? Only if a teacher catches me. I'm used to things like this. It won't be an issue as long as I don't run into a teacher. So just sit back and relax.
できません。先輩が危ないことしてる時に休んでるなんてもってのほかです。先輩、私、お茶なんていいですから。
Can't do that. Especially knowing you're going to do something risky. Senpai, please don't worry about getting tea for me. And I keep saying that it's not risky. Just sit there, okay? Drinking tea in the classroom is good for you once in a while. I jump out into the hallway. The student council room isn't that far. I go get... Sorry. I go get a whole tea set real quick to surprise Sakura. Time passes. Sakura and I both drink tea in the classroom, which seems ridiculous. But we look out the window, as we have nothing better to do. Ludicrous, sorry. The last rays of the sunset filter in through the window, stinging my eyes a bit. Sakura looks towards the sunset, her expression vacant. I don't have much to say, so I follow Sakura and keep my mouth shut. Since there's no conversation, time passes slowly. Sakura is not generally all that talkative, and it's not unusual for her to just stare blankly ahead. She seems to be more at ease when she's alone. Come to think of it, Sakura prefers to be alone. It's not that she wants to be away from the hustle and bustle, so much as seeming to want to be isolated from the people around her. And she's often chooses to look outside rather than keeping her attention inside. Which is probably why she stayed alone in the classroom today. Sakura doesn't go out her way to interact with people. Fujine and I are the exceptions. And if I weren't acquainted with Shinji, Sakura wouldn't have had to interact with me at all, really. I sneak a glance at Sakura. 4 years ago, when Shinji introduced me to her, Sakura seemed more like a little girl. Before I knew it, she was my underclassman, and even started coming to my house to help with housework, and her childish appearance started to fade. Sakura has become beautiful. Well, she was pretty to begin with, but I guess I'd say she's grown too pretty. On top of that, she's sensible and so gentle. For all of great qualities, it's no wonder so many people say she's a beauty on par with Rin Tosaka. But there's something I just don't get. Sakura is often alone. She doesn't seem to have any friends from the Kyoto Club. And given that she was alone in her classroom after school, she may not have any friends in her class either. Now that I think about it, I only know the Sakura from the Kyoto Club and the Sakura at my house. I don't know what Sakura does or how she acts when she's at school, or the Mato family home. Just when I realize that, and as I continue to stare blankly at the reddened sky.
先輩、覚えてますか？
Senpai, do you remember? Sakura asks without taking her gaze from a window. Remember what?
ずっと昔 昔の話です。私がまだ先輩を知らなかった頃の話。
From long ago, when I didn't know you yet. So before you and I met?
はい、4年前、私が進学したばかりの頃です。
Yes, 4 years ago, when I just started school.
まだ新しい学校に慣れてなくて、あてもなく廊下を歩いているとき、私、不思議なものを見たんですよ。
I had yet to get accustomed to school, and I was aimlessly walking down the hall. I saw something very strange.
あれは、一体どういう経緯だったんでしょうね。
I really don't know how things unfolded back then, honestly.
もう放課後で、グラウンドには陸上部の人もいないっていうのに、誰かが一人だけで走ってたんです。何をしてるのかなって見てみると、その人、一人で走り高跳びをしてました。
But it was after school, and members of a track team had left already. Yet there was one person still out there running. And as I continued to watch, he started doing high jumps. She giggles. It must be an endearing memory to Sakura, if that blissful smile is anything to go by.
真っ赤な夕焼けだったんです。校庭も廊下もみんな真っ赤で、綺麗だけど寂しかった。
The entire school was painted in a red sunset. And it was beautiful, but it also made me feel lonesome.
そんな中でですね、一人でずっと走ってるんです。走って飛んで棒を落としてまた繰り返して、周りには誰もいなくて、その高さを越えられないって分かってるのに、ずっと試し続けてました。
And all that time, this person continued to practice alone. He would run, jump, drop that pole, and repeat that step. There was nobody around, and they clearly couldn't actually manage the height they were attempting, but they kept trying nonetheless.
頑張ればなんとかなるって問題じゃないんですよ。だってその棒、その人の身長よりずっと高かったんです。
It wasn't a matter of trying, because that pole was much taller than this person.
私から見ても無理だってわかるんだから、その人だってとっくに飛べないってわかってたと思うんです。
Even I could tell it was impossible, and that person must have known too. What? I understand the story, but I'm not sure what she's getting at. I don't think grueling solo practice after school is all that strange.
私、その時良くない子だったんです。嫌なことがあって、誰かに八つ当たりしたかった。失敗しちゃえ、諦めちゃえって、その人がくじける瞬間が見たくなって、ずっと見てたんです。
I was a bad girl at that moment. Something was bothering me, and I wanted to vent my anger on someone. So I was watching this person, and the entire time I was wishing for them to fail, to give up, and I wanted to see them the moment their determination failed.
けど、なかなか諦めてくれないんですよ、その人。
But it didn't happen.
何度も何度も、見ているこっちが怖くなるくらいできっこないことを繰り返して、全然泣き言を言わなかったんです。
I watched this person attempt to do the impossible many times, to the point that tenacity grew frightening. I never once complained. Huh? They must have been desperate. Maybe they were priorities the next day, and they needed to be able to reach that height to make the cut. Tryouts? Tournament or something? Or a test? I don't know. I don't know the term tryouts. Probably something in the way of a test or something.
いいえ、それは違います。だってその人、陸上部でも何でもない人でしたから。
No, that wasn't it. See, weren't any member of a track and field club. Huh? But why is Sakura laughing?
それでですね、私見ているうちに気がついたんです。その人別に何でもいいんだなって。今日たまたま自分のできないことにぶつかってなら負けないぞって意地を張ってただけなんです。
Then I realized something as I was watching. It didn't matter what this person was doing. They just happened to find something they couldn't do today, and they were stubborn enough to not to give up.
そうして日が落ちて、その人は一人で片付けをして帰っちゃいました。すごく疲れてるのに何でもなかったみたいに平然とどっか行っちゃったんです。
And so after the sun set, this person put all the equipment away alone and went home. Must have been exhausted, but they left calmly, like nothing had happened. I don't get it. If they left, they must have succeeded, right? How tall was that pole anyway?
これがですね、結局飛べなかったんです。その人3時間もずーっと走って、どうやっても自分じゃ飛べないって納得しただけなんです。
The thing is, they didn't actually manage it after all. They finally concluded that they couldn't jump it after 3 hours of trying. Oh, not exactly a happy ending.
はい、あんまりにもまっすぐすぎてその人の心配をしちゃったぐらいです。
Yes, this person was so earnest that even I worried about them.
その人はきっとすごく頼りがいのある人なんです。
And I figured they had to be dependable.
けどそこが不安で寂しかった。
But that also made me feel uneasy and lonely. Sakura sounds so lonely when she says that, and I'm afraid she could be entirely swallowed up in the red classroom. Well, now that you have told me this whole story, what's it about, Sakura?
いえ、わからないのならいいんです。私にはそう見えただけで、その人自身にとっては日常茶飯事だったということで。
No, it's fine if you don't understand. I was just telling you how I felt when I saw it. But I have a feeling that was just a typical day for that person. Sakura smiles warmly, seeming to have come out of her dark mood from earlier. Just then. I may be dense, but I realize who she's talking about. I actually don't remember it happening, but it's a story from our 4 years ago. It must have been a little after my old man died. Yeah, that's right. He died like 5 years ago. I did some pretty reckless stuff every day, so I guess Sakura's story is just one incidence of that. Sakura, don't tell me that person's...
はい、今私の前にいる上級生さんでした。
Yes, that story is about an upperclassman. In fact, he's in the room with me right now.
あの頃は小柄だったから同じ学年かなって勘違いしちゃったんです。
You were a little smaller back then, so I thought you were in the same grade as me. Oh, I really wish she wouldn't bring up my height when I was younger. Sure, I'm not that tall even now, but I'm still had a growth spurt.
そういうことです。私、その時から先輩のことは知ってたんですよ。
That's what I mean. I knew you even back then. I see. That's news to me. I look away embarrassed that she saw me in such an awkward moment. And then?
はい、私たち同じものを見てたんです。
Well, we both saw the same thing back then. Sakura gestures like she's praying, and I'm not sure I understand what she's getting at. Huh? I ask, feeling concerned. But at the moment, the familiar sound of the bell sounds, as if to deny my curiosity. Hey, the bell rang. It's been 30 minutes since I had her stay in the classroom with me. The time is 4:30. I guess holding you back longer wouldn't do. I clean up so you can go ahead. You feel better, right?
はい、おかげさまで元気いっぱいです。今日の夕飯は楽しみにしててください。
Yes, I feel much better thanks to you. Please, look forward to dinner tonight. Sakura gets up. She doesn't seem like she's forcing it. She really does look better. Oh, sorry Sakura, I actually needed to work tonight. I'm going to be late, so you don't have to worry about taking the time to go to my house tonight.
はい、わかりました。なら、お夕飯だけ作って置いていきますね。
Understood. And I'll just make dinner and leave it for you. Sakura quickly bows and leaves. Oh well. Usually should be at my place, so she should be able to walk Sakura home when it's time. My livelihood is at stake too, so I better head over to work quickly. I ride the bus from school for 20 minutes. I arrive at Shinto, the neighboring town across the bridge. Oh, it's not even 5 yet. I still have some time. There aren't many part-time jobs in the residential area of Miyama, but there are plenty in Shinto since it's a developing area. Our schools allow students to hold part-time jobs, so I take one on simple jobs. I prefer my jobs to be physical, and the tougher the shorter they are, the better. I get paid all while training my body, so it's like killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Today, I work from 5 to 8 o'clock for a simple loading job. It may just be 3 hours of work, but it feels more like 6 hours since they make you work without a minute's rest. Which means I need to rest while I have the opportunity, even if it's just for 10 minutes. Walking around aimlessly would be a waste of energy, so I decide to rest on at the park until it's time. This park is nestled between buildings, and it's like a giant plaza full of trees and shrubbery. A park should typically be filled with families and couples during weekends and holidays, but this one is deserted at this hour. In fairness, this place is always desolate, no matter the day or time. This place is the same as always. I sign exploration. The area is unkept and it's really pretty ugly compared to the other places that are properly landscaped and maintained. As if a desolate location had set the mood, the wind itself blows cold and harsh. This place is the remnant of a great catastrophe that happened 10 years ago. It's the very place where I was saved from the brink of death. I don't see some grass here or something. It's a shame to keep it like this. The area is quite large, so if they leveled it, there'd be plenty of space to work on the park. I sit down on the bench as I think. With nothing else to do, I stare out over the burned area to pass the time. I don't remember anything that happened here. Only thing I remember is that it was hot and I couldn't breathe. And that some people died trying to save others. I wonder why that happened. An adult here died because they were trying to save a child from a burning house. Another person was offered all the available water to extinguish their raw parched throat, while others in the same situation died. Someone here tried to flee the fire as fast as they could, but the people left behind died. And Someone died here because they gave whatever it was that kept them alive to someone they didn't even know. I don't like thinking about that. Just thinking about people trying to help and become victims for their trouble makes me angry. It's too much to ask for everyone to be saved and for them to get their happy ending afterward. All I want to see people peacefully prevail. Why can't that happen?
それは難しい。シロの言っていることは誰も彼も救うということだからね。
That's a tough one. What you're essentially saying is that you want to save everyone. But what Kiritsuku responded to the question when a very young me asked it. As a child, I obviously refused to accept that idea. But you saved me, Kiritsuku. I knew you were a magician, and you could do anything. I knew you were a champion of justice who wouldn't let anyone suffer, and you did it without asking for any reward. That's why I always believed in you managed to save everyone back then. I respond to in response to me shouting this at him, Ritsuko looked more troubled than I'd ever seen him, and said something I remember to this day.
シロ、誰かを救うということは誰かを助けないということなんだ。いいかい？正義の味方に助けられるのはね、正義の味方が助けたものだけなんだよ。
Shiro.
当たり前のことだけど、これが正義の味方の定義なんだ。
Shiro. Saving one person means you don't save someone else. Listen. Being saved by a champion of justice only means you're one of a few they've managed to reach. It might be obvious, but that's what a champion of justice is. Yeah, I get that. Now that it's been pointed out, it seems obvious. Imagine if I was a burglar and some hostages, and the burglar intends to kill the hostages. Under the normal circumstances, a majority of the hostages would probably die. What if by some miracle all the hostages were saved? There's someone who didn't get saved. A burglar, of course. And saving the hostages was done at the cost of his life. The people the Champion of Justice saves are only those who the Champion of Justice deems to save. That's why saving everyone is impossible. Even God can't do that. Especially if it's a natural disaster. No person is able to save everyone and everything. The fire 10 years ago was like that. As someone who was miraculously saved from an incident, it wasn't my place to say anything at this point. I still don't like it. I don't want anything like that. I don't like the idea that there's a limitation to who can be saved. No matter how impossible it may be, I need to reach out to help. I can't stand to see people around me die, like back then. If the person I am now had to been there 10 years ago, I would have thrown myself into the fire. But then I would have died, and for nothing. That would have happened for sure. Jeez, I can't even fantasize in my head. Oh crap, I can't believe it, it's already 5. Bell in the distant rings, chiming 5 o'clock. I get up from the bench and hurry to my part-time job. By the time I have done working, the sun has long since set. It's a little before 8 o'clock. I finish about 10 minutes earlier because I kind of overworked myself. Maybe it's because I stopped by the park before work. That might have motivated me to push myself harder. At the train station, the night is just getting started. There are a bunch of people milling about and the endless stream of cars on the road. Guess there's no need for me to go get something for Fujini. I walk along the path as I gaze up at the lighted building. It's the biggest building in Shinto, so I can't see all the way to the top. As I gaze at the building, enjoying the nighttime scenery. Huh? I think I see something bizarre. What is that? I stop and try to look to the very top. I squint, trying to bring what I see into focus, but it's like staring at grains of rice. It looks like someone I know, but I can't think why this girl I know would have a reason to be there. It doesn't seem like she's going to do anything up there, but she's just standing there, looking down at the city, as the wind ruffles her hair. She doesn't seem to notice me down below. Actually, there's no way she could see me. Even my near-perfect vision enhanced with magecraft can barely distinguish what's up there. I'm able to tell she's up there because she's isolated, but there's no way she could be able to pick me out of a crowd on the ground. She's just looking down at the town. It seems like she's looking for something. I can almost feel her sharp gaze even at this distance. I forget how long it's been, but I continue to look up at the girl standing in the void. She stands at the top of a high tower. She's like a magician looking down at the surface world with a bright moon shining behind her. Oh. And then she disappears, apparently done with whatever brought her up there. The rooftop stands empty, and the scenery returns back to nothing more than the beautiful night sky. Was that Tausaka up there? Can't be sure, but I'm probably right about who it was, at least. There aren't many girls I know who stand out like her, and besides, I'm not so out of it that I'd fail to notice a girl I secretly admire. It's just... Tausaka sure has a weird way of spending her time. Yeah, she sure does. I get back to Miyama. Unlike Shinto, it's quiet here, as if it were already the middle of the night. I wonder if Sakura's doing okay. She seemed to be feeling okay, but I feel bad thinking I made her push herself again because she went to my place to make dinner. Maybe I'll go check on her. Going to her house may not accomplish anything, but I'd rather have the reassurance that do nothing at all. Than do nothing at all. There's nothing different about Tomato House. Well, at least the light in that room is not on. There's no sign of a strange foreigner Sakura was talking about earlier, and the lights are only on in Sakura's and Shinji's room as usual. Wait, hold on a minute. I also other light on last night then. So someone other than Sakura and Shinji in the Hamato house? Oh no. I hate this voice. Excuse me, do you have business here at this hour? I whirl around. In the darkness of night, I see a person standing there, almost hidden among the chirping insects. Ugh, no. I hate this guy. If you know, you know. He's an old man, and I don't recognize him. He must be really old, but his sharp eyes are intimidating, and intimidating presence are out of all disproportion with all the tiny old body. The sheer amount of time he's lived seems to lend him a certain dignity. I find myself petrified.
どうした若いの？なぜ答えん？答えねばこちらで決めつけてしまうぞ。うん。ではさくらが言っておった不審なよそ者がお前さんだ。ということでよいかな？
What is it, young man? Why don't you answer? If you refuse to reply, I just have to come to my own conclusion about your presence here. Perhaps you are in fact the suspicious person Sakura mentioned. Sakura? Does that mean this man is...
参ったの。孫の頼みだ。見過ごしておくわけにもいくまい。見ず知らずのお前さんには申し訳ないが、少し痛い目にあってもらわねばならん。
My. I can't just let you go, even if it's what my granddaughter might want. I know we've just met, but I might have to hurt you a bit.
念のため聞いておくが、潔く公僕の厄介になる気はないか？
Well, I just ask. Would you be willing to turn yourself into the authorities? The strange old man seems pleasantly cheerful despite the dark subject matter. There's no doubt about it. It may be the first time I have ever seen him, but this man is Sakura's... No, you have it all wrong. I'm the same year as Shinji, and I'm a friend of Sakura. My name is Shiro Emiya, and I just came by to see how they're doing on my way home.
ああ、そうか。シンジとさくらの知り合いか。それは邪魔をしたな。どれ、二人を呼んでこよう。それとも、夕飯を馳走されるかね。
Oh, I see. So you're Shinji's and Sakura's friend. My mistake. Well, let me calm them down. Perhaps you'd like to join them for dinner? No, sir. I was just stopping by, so I'll be on my back home. By the way, sir, did Sakura come home safely?
造見じゃ。
It's Zoken Mato. Old man murmurs something I don't quite catch. He sounds irritated. Huh?
マトウ造見。お前さんが名乗ったというのに、わしが名乗らんままではおかしかろう。
I'm Zoken Mato. You introduce yourself, so it would be improper for me not to do the same. Zoken Mato turns towards the house once he finishes speaking. He shows that he has no interest in me. He's so intimidating, I can't even manage to get a word out as I watch him go. But then?
さくらならば帰ってきておる。
Sakura's home.
それよりエミヤシロ。アインツベルンの娘は送検かね。
By the way, Shiro Emiya, how's the Einsburn girl doing? Eins? What now?
とぼけるでない。アインツベルンの娘がエミヤを訪ねるは通り、こたびの座の出来はどうかと問うておる。
Oh, don't play dumb. Why wouldn't the Einsburn girl visit the Emiya residence? I'm asking how the throne has turned out this time around. Now I really don't understand. Sorry, Sakura. Grandpa is a little crazy.
うん。どうやら本当に知らんらしいな、これは。
It appears you really don't know. Zoken sighs. For some reason I feel bad for him, given how disappointed he looks. I don't really know the details, but I apologize.
いやいや、お主が気に病むことはない。わしの勘違いじゃ。つまらぬことを言ってすまなかった。
You needn't feel bad. It was my mistake. I must apologize for alarming you for nothing.
そら、孫たちに用があるのなら遠慮することはない。年寄りは隠居しておるでな。 気兼ねなく尋ねるがよい。
Come now. You needn't worry if you'd like to see my grandchildren. An old man like me is retired and long since removed from making decisions about the house, so don't hesitate to come visit. I really just came by, but do you really live in this house?
住んでおるとも。もっとも見ての通りの老体でな。日がな一日奥座敷でくたびれておる。
Of course I do. As you can see, I'm a decrepit old man. I spend my days in the depths of this house, exhausted. Is that so? I've been inside the Mato house numerous times until last year, but I never got the sense anyone else was living in that house other than Shinji and Sakura.
では失礼するぞ、エミヤシロウ君。うちの孫たちとよくしてやってくれ。
And if you will excuse me, Shiro Emiya, I beg you continue to be friends with my grandchildren. Despite his apparent age, he walks briskly away. The Mato house appears unchanged, but the sound of the shipping box suddenly fades. Another day ends. I finish yet another busy dinner, and after seeing off Fujini, I take a bath. Afterwards, I go to the storehouse for my daily training, complete my usual routine, and go to sleep. It's 1 in the morning. The day ends peacefully, without incident. It's the 3rd day, right? Yes, we are going to save a game. And we are going to end this episode right here. It's a fitting end. It's not too long. We have managed to finish the day. It's a nice end of a chapter. And we can continue from this point on in the next episode. So, long day, long night. Oh yeah. I don't believe much is going to change on the 3rd day. It's a lot of stuff we have seen already, so yeah. Stay tuned for the 3rd episode if you watch it when it comes out, or I see you in the next episode whenever you watch it. Until then, it's been me, Shokimo. Bye bye.